Alright guys, I'm about to go to West Marine right quick. I'm not going to take you with me, but I'm going to show you what we got going on here. So before I went to Costa Rica, we changed the boom vang right here. It goes up into there. I didn't film none of that because I didn't necessarily know what I was doing, and I was using all my brain power to figure it out. We got that figured out. So today's project is we're going to replace the outhaul, the 2 blocks, and the line, but I gotta go to West Marine first, so I'll be right back. Alright, the weather turned to crap out there. It's overcast and it's cold, so we're gonna rig all this in here, and then we'll take it up there and swap it out on the boom. Basically all I got my line. I got 50 foot of, I believe it was 7/16 line, the same that I used for my boom vang. I've got 2 fiddle blocks. One, I don't know what the technical term for this is, but it's just a tie-off point. And then essentially all we're gonna do, this was the same process for the boom vang as well. Guy kind of burnt the end funny here when he cut this rope. Get in there. Okay. Just gonna run through the top of the block. Come around the top of this block. Make sure we got plenty of line here. Then we're gonna go through the bottom of the fiddle block on the smaller pulley. Alright. Get all you slack through here. Alright, we're gonna go through the bottom of this pulley on the smaller pulley. Then we're going to come back to this block, and we're going to tie it off right here. Just like so. Tie this off real quick. Boom. And then that essentially is it. I believe that's a 4-to-1 ratio. I don't necessarily care because it is exactly what is up there already, except newer, a little bit heftier, and a little bit more robust. So let's go swap it out. Alright, so this is what the old one looks like. As you can see, these blocks are kind of old. Got a lot of corrosion. I don't know how old they are. This line is pretty rough shape, so we're gonna replace it with the new one. pinned right here because I'm not exactly sure if this is where this needs to be, but essentially now the boom can swing out. And well, the wind's blowing it back, but then we can draw it back in. Anyway, that's all done now. That was, I believe, the last little bit of rigging stuff that I had to tinker with until to be able to take the boat out and go sail. I still have some more rigging stuff I gotta do. Right now my reefing system is not, one, it's not hooked up, two, the lines are old, and three, I want to redo it. So the way that the reefing system is now, it's got two reefs going through the boom, and I've heard a lot of bad stuff about that. And I can't, because it's inside the boom, I can't really tell the condition of the internal parts and stuff. So eventually I'm going to delete that. I got to figure out how I'm going to do it and what blocks and clutches and stuff I need. But instead of running it through the boom, I'm going to run it outside the boom through two blocks and a clutch system. But I got to figure all that out. Not worrying about it right now. That's a future project. Like I said, I think we're good enough now. We can take her out and sail as long as we're in light winds, and I don't plan on reefing for the test run. So we're gonna see where this gets us. Now we just gotta wait on some decent weather and time to take the boat out and see if we can figure this stuff out. So a quick little recap on the rigging. So far we have replaced the sheets for the foresail. We have replaced the furling line. We have replaced the main halyard. We've replaced the boom vang and the blocks, and the outhaul and the blocks. I did not replace the jib halyard because it seemed like it was in a decent enough condition. I had to cut off about 6 inches of it. That was a little raggedy, but the rest of it looked pretty good. So as far as lines go, I think the only thing we haven't replaced is the jib halyard and the reefing lines. And I hope I got my terminology correct. I don't know, this might not be the outhaul. I don't know, still working on the terminology. Just a disclaimer, like, do your own research. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. I've read some books, I've watched some YouTube videos. I am not an expert. Hell, I don't even know how to sail yet. I gotta figure that out. I get the concept, I've never done it. But I've been around boats. I'm not a complete moron. I can read, I can research, and 9 times out of 10 I figure it out. So that's what we're doing. Also, I am a complete moron. I don't know why I've been saying it. I knew it the whole time, but that is not the outhaul. That is the main sheet. Don't know why I was saying outhaul. Just dawned on me that I made that mistake. Stupid me. Like I said, bear with me. I'm still trying to figure out all the terminology. And sometimes my brain, when it's focused on the task, it doesn't use the English dictionary and terminology for sailing that it should, because it's trying to figure out what I'm doing. So I apologize for that. Alright guys, we're finally taking the boat out for my first sail, the boat's first sail under me. Figuring everything out as we go. We think we got a pretty good hang of it. We've already ran into a little issue, but I know most sailing channels have beautiful women in bikinis. It's not necessarily bikini weather, but, well, I mean, there is no but. Y'all get to look at me and Ben today. Ben's here, he's gonna help me make sure everything goes good and we don't do nothing too stupid. So we're gonna see how this goes. Alright, so we got off to a little bit of a rocky start. Some growing pains, but it seems that our forecast was wrong. We ain't got no wind. So we're gonna play around for a little bit and see if we can get some wind here in a little while. Alright guys, so that's looking like it was a bust. Good news is the weather held out, we didn't get rained on. Windy app said we were supposed to have 5-knot winds out the east southeast. We were untied from the dock and kind of prepping everything. It seemed that we had that wind, but we no longer have that wind. So we got the head sail out, all that. There was some learning curves in that. I learned not to stand on the furling line. We got that done. No wind, but everything we've tried so far has worked. The good news is the motor's running great. I was a little concerned from our trip up to this marina. I had some engine problems, but I haven't had that at all. Everything's running good. We were running with the tide. We were running almost 8 knots. We were running against the tide now. We're doing about 5 knots, so that's not bad. It's way better than the first trip from the other marina to this marina. So we're gonna head back now and get tied up, and if the wind picks up before we get there, we're gonna throw a sail out, but it's not looking good. Well, the wind never came around and picked up, so we ended up motoring all the way back and tying up, and then went on back to the house. All in all, we did, I think it was a 6 nautical mile round trip. It was good exercise for the boat. I got a little bit more faith in the motor than I had coming up here from the other marina. The little bit of work I've done to it is seeming to pay off. I'm sitting here right now editing the video that you're watching. I know that I'm a little bit behind on content. It's been a little bit crazy with the holidays and all. We've had chorus concerts and Christmas dinners and parties and Christmas Day, and I've had a lot of unexpected truck maintenance kind of pop off right there the last 3 weeks of 2025. Everything decided to crash on me at once, so I was real aggravated right there over the holidays. I spent way too much money repairing my truck. Not gonna get into the weeds of it, but I took it to a shop to get it fixed. They didn't fix it. Spent a lot of money with them. Ended up fixing it myself, which still cost a lot of money, and it's still not perfect, but it works. So that whole process had me aggravated. The holidays, I was busy, I didn't film much, so I got to get caught up. I'm gonna try to work on that now. I'm not, because of the truck maintenance, kind of took the financial wind out of my sails, if you will. So there's some things that I was gonna do that I can't do right this moment. So instead of sitting around and being butthurt about it, I'm gonna affect the things that I can affect. So I was trying to stay away from cosmetic things and paint and making pretty stuff, but right now that's what I can afford, so that's what we're gonna do. It is what it is right now, but that's one thing that I've come to realize through this whole process. Like, that's just life, man. Like, nothing's gonna be perfect. This isn't an Instagram reel that y'all are watching. This is my real life. So shit happens, things break, money runs out, money comes, money goes, family needs my help. Like, it just is what it is. It's been very aggravating the last 30 days, but I will say that's part of it all. You can't have the light without the dark. You can't have the good without the bad. And all in all, I'm right where I want to be, man. Even though I'm not on the schedule that I want, I'm living on my boat. I'm down here on the water. I'm living my dream. This is what I've been wanting to do for at least the last 10 years, and I'm finally doing it. So I can't complain. I can complain about the small things, but it doesn't do no good. I'm happy as a clam. So we're gonna get there one day. I don't know where we're gonna get, but we're gonna get somewhere. But anyway, I'm rambling on now. Maybe I'll hit y'all with some philosophy in a different video, but I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna go throw this clip in there so we can edit it out and I can get this video uploaded for you guys. And we'll see you next week. And please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out. We didn't get to my 100 subscriber goal for Christmas, so we're still pushing for 100 subscribers. Share it with your friends. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And thank you for the support.